Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Mick Ruby travel vlog, and it's the match preview. This is the big one. This is Manchester United versus Manchester City away at Etihad this Sunday. A big clash for both teams, a big clash who must win it first, with Man City being in the mud and media not really covering the downfall of Pep Guardiola. Only registered 3 points in 3 games, while Manchester United are not far-fetched from the top 4 and picking up points against Burnley and the international breaks. We're going to talk about injury updates, what's going on with Manchester City and what's going on with Man United, and who will start and what will be the score prediction. This is Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV, boarding a flight from Bali to Thailand, to Phuket. If you missed me, I'm here. I haven't been doing videos. We had a little bit of a natural disaster. We had a typhoon for 3 days, knocked down the electricity and the water. It's been horrible, but here I am talking to you as a community and giving my prediction, what is going on, what will be the score prediction. I am excited. Derby is a derby. Form goes out the window, but injury lists, people, injury lists. We got to look at Manchester United versus Man City. Guys, do me a massive favor, do not forget to like and subscribe. So here we are. What's going on with Pep Guardiola? We've seen it last season. The downfall of Pep Guardiola is obviously there. Scratching his head, injuring to himself, absolutely losing the plot. Is that time over for Pep Guardiola? I mean, Man City spent a lot of money in the January window. They spent a lot of money in the summer window, more than Man United, just to compete with Liverpool and Arsenal. But however, the start has been diabolical, in my opinion. Now, one can argue to the point that, of course, City is getting away with the ATP Premier League. They dropped the case, but the 150 is still there. 115 charges is still there, and we need to talk about City's downfall at the end of the day. Because I said it in the beginning, I don't believe City will even make top 4 this season. Even if they spend all that money and did contract extensions for Erling Haaland and everyone else, giving Erling Haaland 8 years contract means that there is something going on potentially next season. They will have a transfer ban. And speaking about allegations, Chelsea, which is not part of the match preview anyway, are now also facing allegation by UEFA and Premier League. So guys, you can't cheat the system at the end of the day. But everything, the results, what you can't cheat is on the pitch. But you can get robbed by VAR 100%, which we're going to talk about later as well. But however, let's talk about Sunday, the importance. I think that international break, it's boring. It's time to take a break. That's why you call it international break. And that's why I'm here now, excited that the Premier League is actually kicking off. So what's going on? If I look at Manchester United regarding Cunha, the injury regarding Cunha, and also what's going on with Mason Mount, well, nobody really knows, but the injuries for those 2 players, it's according to my reports, are not that advanced, but I don't think they will feature against Sunday. I think they will be potentially precautiously sitting on the bench, but Man United have players that could play against City Etihad. Guys, I saw against Burnley, I saw against Arsenal. I mean, the Rúben Amorim ball is there. We are just trying to kick into, the new signings with Sesko and everyone else to get going. And I believe now we will have a sort of more fit squad and more cohesion squad. I mean, we've seen it. Arsenal, we played 60% in a full capacity, and Arsenal couldn't even lay a glove on it. They only scored on a set piece, and that was actually a VAR wrong decision. So what's going on? Well, according to my opinion, Cunha will not start. I think it's a precautionary. I think he will most likely be featuring on the bench, and also Mason Mount. But we're not sure. If I then look at Man City, brace yourself. They have 6 key players they're facing, missing the game, the derby game. Let me read it out to you. Omar Marmoush. Oh my God. Marmoush is gone. Phil Foden, ankle injury. John Stones, also sidelines. Guardiola, the centre-back, is also sideback. Kovacic in the midfield, also. But also the new signing, Turkey. Guys, this is Turkey, not Turkey. 6 key players missing from Man City in the vital derby point. They are there for the taking, guys. They are there for the taking. The confidence is not there. Of course, they lost the last game against Brighton before the international game. So coming into this game, all pressure on Man City. Man United, of course, we're playing away. We tend to play better away. So I believe that Man United will win this game. But I'm going to give you my score prediction further down. But who will line up against Man City? Of course, Andrew Onana is gone. Reports saying that he was a toxic element in the dressing room, demanding more money, and when he didn't get more money, pretended he was injured. But off you go to Transfer, and you've seen the Turkish fans shouting his name. But I wonder if they will shout his name after he concedes a couple of clangers. Anyway, I believe that Semi Lemons will start in goal. If not, I wouldn't even start Bayande. I would just go to the experience, Tom Heaton. But I believe that Semi Lemons will start. There will be his debut in Manchester United. Potentially Tom Heaton. That's a 50-50 split. In terms of looking at the back line, right? Who will start in the back three? Well, Mazraoui is back. Luke Shaw is fit. So is De Ligt. And so is also Lenny Yoro. I think we will not sort of experiment too much. I think we will go with Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back. In the middle, we will have Matthias de Ligt, and the right side, we will absolutely have Lenny Yoro. Now, where will Mazraoui fit? Will he come off the bench, or will he actually feature somewhere? I don't think that Diego Dalot has been that impressive. However, I think that, on the right wing-back position, we will definitely see, in my opinion, this is going to be choosing between rock and a hard place. Who will that be? Of course. Who will that be? But it has to be Amad Diallo. And on the left-sided wing-back position must be Patrick Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu has been sidelined, but it has to be those two. Mazraoui off the bench, or Mazraoui potentially in the middle of the park. However, in the middle of the park, I think it will be Bruno Fernandes, and I think it will be Manuel Ugarte, or potentially Casemiro. I think he more go for the experience with Casemiro and Bruno. I would like to see more Ugarte coming in there together playing with Bruno Fernandes. And of course, the two number 10s. Wait a minute. Right. This is where I have to I forgot that Cunha is injured. So I think that Mbeumo as a number 10, and also we will see Amad Diallo as a number 10 instead of Mason Mount and Cunha. And then we have to switch it up. So potentially we will have as a wing-backs Patrick Dorgu and Diego Dalot. I have to go with that lineup. And of course, in the middle, we will have no other than, has to start, Benjamin Šeško. So to conclude my lineup, of course, I go with Semi Lemons in goal. I go with, what did I say? Luke Shaw, De Ligt, Lenny Yoro, Dalot, Dorgu. Midfield of Casemiro, Bruno, and two number 10s. I will go with, of course, Amad Diallo and Mbeumo, and as a number 10, as number 9 striker, Benjamin Šeško. Okay, that's it. That is my lineup. But what would be the score prediction? I think that Manchester United will win this game. We tend to do well in Etihad. We tend to play well when we're playing away, less pressure. I think that City are more pressure to win this game. So I think if we only come there and play our game, press them high up, hit them on the break, hit them on the counter, because that's been working really, really fine. Attack with 6 players in front. Feed Šeško balls into the box because he's a tall specimen. He do bungee jumping and score with his head. I believe that Manchester United will win this game. Would I dare to say we keep a clean sheet? No. But I will go this time with the Rubik El Clasico. Damn, I go big. 3-1 to Manchester United. Here, you heard it. 3-1 to Man United. Clip this one. I am proud. I'm banging my chest because I think that this is now the catalyst for Manchester United to kick on the season. A win, a big scalp against City, 3-1. Damn, that will give the players and the fans a massive boost of confidence. And potentially we can get into top 4 because that is the goal. As per usual, let me know your thoughts and feelings. Who would you line up against Man City? And what will be your score prediction? Guys, it's been Mick Ruby from Mufc Realist TV, hopping on a flight, getting to Thailand, and I shall see you when I land. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Send it. Boom.